Hey guys, what's up? It's another video of an interview with another independent wrestler. He goes by the name of Deon Summerz. So let's get into it, shall we?
Everything good though?
Yeah, everything good. Everything good. All right, guys, we have a special guest with us, and he goes by the name of Deon Summerz. Welcome, and thank you for joining us.
And I'm happy to be here, man. I've been excited to have this conversation. We've been talking about it for like 2 weeks now, so
yes, we have.
I'm just happy to be here.
First of all, how you doing?
And I'm doing good, man. You know, I've been on a roll as of recent. I don't know if you've seen, but I won a championship, the Georgia Legacy Championship, and I've been going crazy with it.
Congratulations.
Man, thank you. It's been a long time coming because I was just out. I was just out with an injury for like half a year, and I had just won my first championship before I got injured. So yeah, I had to relinquish the title when I got injured, and I was just like, dang, when I come back, like I want to win more championships. Like it's a good feeling. So once I came back and I got the right opportunity, I won that championship, and I'm like, all right, we're on a roll again. Right in time for the summer, man. You know, the summer is my thing.
Okay, yeah. Cool. So how did you get into wrestling business anyway?
So I got into it. It's kind of funny because I used to listen to like a lot of podcasts, right? And I heard a podcast where it was the New Day podcast.
Ooh,
and Xavier Woods was talking about how he was in the Royal Rumble and like the way Cesaro ran into the Royal Rumble and uppercutted him out of nowhere. Like I just found the story hilarious, and I was like, dude, wrestling sounds so fun, and like I really want to be an actor too. So I like, you know, The Rock, John Cena, Batista, they all got into acting through wrestling. So I was like, this might be the fun route to get to acting. So I started looking up schools and stuff. I found out all these wrestling schools were around me. I seen like WWA 4. It was Face to Face and PCW. I seen all these schools around me. I'm like, yo, I need to sign up for one of them. So I ended up signing up for Face to Face, and Teddy Long was there. Simon Sermon, a huge indie wrestler out here in Georgia, and they were pretty much like the trainers there. There was another trainer named Prince Apollo, and then also Axel. They were all great trainers, and they pretty much got me started.
So how long did it take before you actually had your first debut match?
Ooh, that's a great question. Because I signed up to start training literally at the end of 2019. And I'll say like I was I want to say training for like 4 or 5 months, because I know I started, well, no, it was longer than that, because the pandemic had started in 2020. Yes, so when that happened, that kind of messed a lot of things up. I want to say like 6 or 7 months. It was probably 6 or 7 months, and then we had our first show and stuff, and it was like, oh, you're ready, blah blah blah, and they threw me in a match.
And do you remember who was the first opponent?
Oh yeah, I definitely remember. It was a wrestler out here in Georgia named Randy Reno. He's freaking amazing. Like you definitely got to search this guy up. Randy Reno. Like if you really want to look at like 90s, 80s type wrestlers with like all that character that they show in the ring, Randy Reno is one of them, man. He was amazing for my first match. So easy to work, and like we just killed it in front of the crowd. Like he got me over, and you know, like that's the job as a heel. You got to get the babyface over. He definitely got me over in that match, and it was just an amazing moment.
So how long have you been in the business for?
As of April, it was 5 years. Yeah.
Dang, that is
Yes, sir.
Great. So how was it? I ask all the wrestlers this, but how was your first bump in the ring? Taking your first bump. Did it hurt? Did it not hurt?
Dude, I feel like because I barely remember it, I know it did hurt though. It just probably didn't hurt that much. That's why I don't remember it that much. But yeah, I know it hurt definitely because I was surprised when I found out it was wood under that ring and not a trampoline.
I thought you thought it was a trampoline.
Yeah, I was one of them trampoline believers.
So, do you mainly wrestle in the East Coast, or do you ever come to the West Coast?
Dude, as of recent, I just went over to the West Coast and wrestled. I wrestled in Vegas last year, and what you call it? I did some like extra stuff in Vegas this year, but I'm trying to branch out there more, man. Like I've taken over the East Coast. I've been to Ohio. I've been to New York. I've been to what you call it? Chicago. All around Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina. I could go about this all day, but the East Coast is my side. But I want to branch out to the West Coast so that people can find out exactly what time it is, man.
What about, have you ever been out of the country?
No, but I'm working on it. I got something in the works, so just stay tuned.
Really? Okay, yeah. All right. I might have to have you back on again.
Yeah, definitely.
So it looks like your character is a babyface. Have you ever been a heel? And which one would you prefer to be?
Ooh, yes, I have been a heel. And like, for the longest, I just loved being babyface until I was booked as a heel. I was like, yo, like it's kind of fun. And I find it fun just because like you're pretty much in control of the match.
Yeah.
And like when I the first time I was heel, I did a lot of research and I researched a lot of good heels, especially like around this time Matt Cardona was on the indie scene. And I was like, I know he's one of the biggest heels on the indie scene. So I searched up a lot of his matches, studied him a little bit. I was like, I'm gonna work like him when I do this heel match this weekend. And when I did that, bro, the promoter was like, oh my God, that was an amazing match. Like it was an amazing feeling when I came back to the back after that match. Like I love being heel, but it's hard to choose because it's pros to cons, the both. Like, because as a babyface, I sell a lot of merch. You feel me? So it's like that's cool, and then you got the kids that run up to you. It's like, I really loved your match. Yeah. But then when I'm heel, I sell merch, but it's also like the kids run up and now they're joking about me. And like I gotta play up that heel character and be like, yo, like, yeah, get out my face before I beat you like I beat the guy in the ring. Like it's fun. It's fun with both sides. So yeah, I really enjoy it.
But for you, which one do you think is more hard to get a reaction out of fans? A heel or a babyface?
To get a reaction, I would say the hardest one to get a reaction out of might be a heel because you're in control of the match. As a babyface, the heel is in control, and they can help you get that reaction, even if you're like super green in the ring. But as a heel, you really need to be experienced and like know what you're doing in there. Because if you're just doing anything, then you're killing the match for you and the babyface. So I think being a heel is definitely harder to get a reaction.
Okay. You mentioned that you're just coming off injury. Was that your first injury in wrestling?
Shockingly, no.
No.
Yeah, so I've had 3 injuries. Two of them was in the same year. It was 2023. This was me fresh back from like being away. I was on a hiatus from wrestling because
Okay.
like a lot happened in my personal life. I had to take a break for like half a year. But when I came back, I was just ready to get into wrestling because I was watching like a whole bunch of Attitude Era while I was gone. And I was like,
Okay.
bro, I gotta get back into it. So when I came back, I was on some Hardy Boys stuff. Like I was diving
Wow.
off at everything. I was doing all these crazy moves. And just to start it off, my first injury was me diving out of the ring and I didn't get caught. Like nobody caught me when I dived out.
Oh,
So I
wow.
literally hit the concrete and I get up. I'm looking at the ground. I'm like, dang, somebody bleeding. But I just
Eh,
continued wrestling and I threw one of the opponents in the ring. And I touched my head and I'm like, yo, that's me. I'm bleeding.
so you didn't
So
know it was you?
no, I had no idea until I got in the ring and like literally it was so much blood. It was coming from my eyebrow. So it was so much blood coming down, like it got in my eye. I'm like, oh my God, like I'm bleeding real bad. So normally I wrestle with like a sleeve on. So I took off the sleeve. I just Rambo'd it, man. I tied it around my head and I was like, at least that can like somewhat stop the blood until the end of this match. Because this all happened at the beginning of the match. So I
Oh,
Rambo'd it. I'm like,
oh,
all right, I'm
wow.
leaking blood. I got
Oh,
this armband
wow.
tied around my head. I'm continuing the match, going crazy. And then at the end of the match, I come back to the back. They was like, oh my God, like you gotta go to the hospital. Like I had to get stitches on my eyebrow because it was so bad. And the second injury was me doing a regular house show dive out the ring, and the opponent fell before I got to him. So
Oh,
it's
God.
like I put my arms out to brace for
Yeah.
like the impact. My left arm just gave up, and my elbow was dislocated. I literally looked up at the ref because the ref was on the outside of the ring. I was like, "Hey, bro, I can't continue." He was like, "Why?
Oh,
Why?" So I showed him my arm, and he can see like because it was the same arm with the arm sleeve. He can see like it's out of place, like in the sleeve. He threw up the X so quick. Like, he didn't even say another word after. He just looked at my arm. He threw up the X. Didn't say another word. And
oh.
I ran through the curtain, and luckily one of the fans at that show, they were a medic in the military.
Okay.
So while I'm like in the back trying to like keep myself together, he came in there. He was like, "What's wrong?" And like, people was like, "Oh, this is serious. Like he's not like selling this." You feel me? So the dude walked up. He was like, "Hey, just take a deep breath," while he was holding my arm. And he was just talking to me. He was like, "What happened?" I'm explaining what happened. And by the time I told him what happened,
He
he put
popped
it
it.
back in place. And I
Ooh.
had no idea he was doing that. He was like, "Yeah, it's back in place." And he was like, "We're gonna have to make like some type of brace for him to hold it in place. So while he goes to the hospital, like it stays."
Yeah.
So that was the second injury. But this third one, the recent one, was I was feeling myself again. I went for I went for a hurricanrana. Like it was a
Okay.
hurricanrana reversal out of a power bomb. And
Ooh.
my shoulder, I don't know if the person leaned forward or I was just like that tall and doing it on a short person, but
Yeah.
my shoulder hit the mat when I did the hurricanrana before he could go over.
Ooh.
So it knocked my AC joint out a place. Yeah. So that took me out for a good minute. And boy, like out of all the injuries, that one I was the most sad about because
Mm.
like I thought I wasn't going to be able to wrestle again. Literally, I was out for like this was the longest time because I think I was out for like 5 months and
Ooh.
like I was just trying to find out what was wrong for like the first two. Like everybody kept
Really?
saying, "Oh, it's nothing wrong." They'll give me a sling and some medicine and be like, "Oh, you'll be okay." And then
Really?
finally, yes, really, and like literally, I had to do the research and like find the actual like shoulder like a shoulder doctor.
Yeah.
So I found one in Boston and I went to him and actually he's like one of the biggest shoulder surgery
Okay.
guys and like he was able to find it out. And he was like, "Yeah, I worked on like baseball players and even some wrestlers. So it's shocking that you found me and came to me." Dude, I flew out there for a day, went to him, and he was like, "Yeah, it's your AC joint. Like you literally popped the tendon that was holding it down." And he was like, "We can either do surgery or you can do the rehab and see how it feels." And I was like, you know what, we gonna see, we gonna see. And like after he told me that, I set up a follow-up visit. But in between that time of me finding out what it was and doing the follow-up visit,
Yeah.
uh, I was watching, I think it was Seamus Celtic Workouts.
Okay.
And well, no, before I even get there, right? Um, I was watching, I was doing tape study of Finn Balor versus Karrion Kross in NXT. And I
Okay.
was looking at his shoulder and I'm like, his shoulder looks a lot like my shoulder. So I started doing the research and I was like, what was the exact injury that Karrion Kross had when he was in NXT? And I
Oh,
found
okay.
out it was my injury. So when I found that out and I did a little more research, I found this video of him on Celtic Workouts, and Scarlett was talking about how Karrion Kross, he never got that injury for his shoulder. Like he literally had to build his strength back up around the AC joint so he's able to bench press again. That gave me hope. Like, okay, I can get back into wrestling without doing this surgery, because surgery is always a 50-50 thing if you're going to be good after it. Yeah, so I was like, all right, that gave me hope. And like, you know, I tried to get in contact with Karrion Kross and went through Scarlett and stuff just to get like some type of hope. And eventually I seen them WrestleMania weekend, this past WrestleMania. And I was like, I went up to Karrion Kross. We talked for like, had to be 30 minutes, man. We had a great conversation. He was just so happy to find out I gave him hope. He gave me hope and took me out of that depressed state while I was injured. I was like, yeah, you gave me hope. Like I didn't know like we had the same injury, and like I just worked on building the strength around it because I heard that's what your wife said you did to get that strength back to even do a bench press again. Like now I'm doing push-ups again. Like everything that I thought I wasn't going to be able to do again, I'm able to do again because he gave me hope. Him and Scarlett gave me hope on it. So I didn't go with the surgery. I still got a dislocated AC, but I'm still fighting strong. You feel me? I'm still doing my thing in the ring. So that was all my injuries, and we're praying another injury doesn't happen.
No more.
Knock on wood. All right.
No more injuries. But yeah, like you mentioned, you watch it, the Hardys.
Yeah.
Do you think your style of wrestling is like the Hardys?
Yeah, I would say like, because I wouldn't call myself a high flyer.
Okay.
And even with Jeff, like I wouldn't necessarily call him a high flyer, even though he does like a swanton and like sentons and stuff, but he doesn't do like, you know, springboards and all that other stuff. Like I consider like Rey Mysterio an actual high flyer. Yeah. I would say Jeff is like more of a brawler, but does high flying moves. That's the way I look at him personally. So like I feel like I'm a brawler in the ring. I do a couple elbow drops here. I do like this like it's some move I took from Kofi. I still don't know what to call it, but like he bounced off the rope, like off his stomach, and does a splash. But I do a version of it where I bounce off the rope, like off my stomach, and do a senton. So
wow,
that's another like high flying move I do. But I mostly stay on the ground. Like other than those two moves, like I'm mostly a grounded guy.
How do you come up with the move?
Pretty much I find something like I really like, and I'd be like, okay, how can I turn that into my own? And the first move I started with was the spear, and I was like, I want to do a cool version of the spear. And even though Moose does a variation of this, I think he was the first one to do it, but he does like a front flip with the spear, but he does it to the side. Yeah. So when I chose to do it, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it like straight up. Like I'm not gonna lean to the side at all. And I started doing that. That was really my second finisher, because my first finisher was a Blue Thunder Bomb. But yeah, when I started doing the spear, I would do the spear and I'll run up and do a front flip when I do the spear. So it looks like I'm using the momentum of my whole body to get this guy down.
Yeah.
And I want to say, what was the second move I came up with? The second move might be that senton move I was talking about, where Kofi does the splash off his stomach. I just turn it into a senton. And my most recent move I created, and I'm glad you asked this question because now I can say like I'm probably the first one to do this.
Okay.
But I do a reverse pedigree, and I know it sounds crazy saying it, but it's pretty much like how Triple H stands in front of him, holding the pedigree position. I'm pretty much standing the opposite way, holding that same position. So the person is behind me. I'm holding their arms behind me, and I jump forward. So I think when I explain it to people when I do it on them, they pretty much say like it's pretty much like an unprettier, but they're lower on your body. That's the best way to describe it without showing it here. But yeah, so I started doing the reverse pedigree. That is my new finisher, and I don't think anybody else out there has ever done that. I think I'm the first. So yes,
but so how long does it take to actually work on the move so you can make it safe?
Dude, probably like 10 minutes at practice. Once I get it in my head, it's like, all right, I want to do it. And like I pretty much get creative real fast with it. And like how like I was saying, I'll find the move and I'll pretty much be like, I need to make this my own. Okay. And so Kofi, he's somebody I studied a lot, and I wanted to take a move from him, and that was why I took the splash, turned it into a senton. The spear, I like Edge, I like Goldberg, and I like who else? Roman.
Yeah, Roman.
Yeah. So I was like, I want to do a spear, and then when it came to this pedigree, cool thing is, me and Triple H have the same birthday. And he's running WWE now. I'm like, it's destined to happen. We have to meet. I was like, when I get signed, it's gonna be the best thing ever because I'm gonna be like, yo, that's my birthday twin. Like, I've been fighting to get here. I finally meet my birthday twin. But I was like, I gotta take something from Triple H because he's my birthday twin. It's only right. So I was like, I gotta take the pedigree. So I was like, how can I turn the pedigree into my own thing? I was like, I want to do a reverse pedigree. I was like, I don't think anybody has done that. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but we gonna figure it out tonight at practice. So we figured it out, and I was like, yeah, I can turn it the other way and jump forward, and it looks cool because somebody can either spike it or just take it as a regular pedigree because they have that extra space. And like I can do it in different ways. Like someone can pick me up in an electric chair. I can fight down, do it right there. I can just turn them around, kick to the gut, do it right there. I can do it out of nowhere. Like it's a cool move that I can just do. So the first time I did it in the ring, people popped for it. The second time I did it in the ring, people popped for it. So I was like, this is it. This is my finish. I was about to use it as a signature in that first match. But I was like, dude, they popped so big for it, there's got to be the finish. So that's how I turned into my finisher.
And for some of my viewers, they always ask me, they never knew there was independent wrestling. Like, they only know WWE, AEW, TNA, but they don't know all these small promotions. So if you could tell the audience what independent wrestling is.
Well, the way I describe it, especially to the people that like are not wrestling fans, because I have like people find out that I wrestle, they'd be like, "Are you in the WWE?" I'd be like, "No, I'm on the indie scene." And I was like, the indie scene is pretty much like rappers when they're like rapping in like bars, clubs, and high schools and stuff before they actually get signed. They're pretty much doing these smaller shows around their city or in other cities until they get that big signing. And I was like, that a label is pretty much WWE or like, any other show that will sign you, like New Japan or TNA, AEW. I was like, a label is pretty much all those big promotions when they sign you. So I was like, yeah, that's pretty much like the indie scene. We're wrestling in like bars, clubs, high school gyms, or even like some indie shows actually own their own building. So we're wrestling at all these smaller shows and pretty much being scouted. Like if it's like the NFL scouts scouting at colleges.
Yeah.
Like we got scouts that show up to these shows or watch these shows online, and they'd be like, "Yo, that guy has something."
Yeah.
So then they'll reach out. They either call, their email, and they'd be like, "Yo, we're interested in your talents. Can you come do a tryout?" And that's how it works. And I'm waiting on that day. I'm waiting on it, and I feel like it's coming soon because I've been getting like tips on how to maneuver and stuff and how to actually get there from people that's on TV, higher ups, and they're just telling me like the tools. Well, they're giving me the tools to actually get there, and I'm doing everything. You see, I've been doing blogs online.
Yeah.
That's been like boosting my my engagement. That's been boosting my followers.
Oh yeah.
And that's a lot of like the tips that they've been giving me. Like they was like, show more of you, and also show your wrestling stuff, but show more of you, show your character, show your wrestling, and that's how you're gonna get there. And they told me a little bit more, but I don't want to spill too much into the details. But yeah, like that's the indie scene though.
Well, you did answer my next question. Is that have you ever had a tryout with any of the major companies?
I did have like a tryout match with what you call it, TNA. I did like one of their little tryout matches, so I got some feedback on that. That's the only one I've done so far. I'm trying to get like other ones. I want to do like because I'm interested in NWA. I'm interested in MLW if they ever have like some type of tryout. Of course, New Japan. I'm interested in that. Like, I'm interested in any promotion that wants to support my brand and sees me as something like see me as an actual star for their show. So, like honestly, WWE is a goal, and I want to eventually get there, but I don't care how I get there. You feel me? Like I'll go through any of these other shows to get to WWE.
So you mentioned about TNA. How did that opportunity come?
So I went through pretty much I've met at MomoCon like my first year wrestling. It was like my first or second year wrestling. I wrestled at MomoCon and I met Mr. Hughes, Curtis Hughes. And I've pretty much been in touch with him ever since. Like he used to give me like feedback on my matches and stuff, and like tell me like, yo, like this is the way you want to do these certain moves, just because like it's the old school way. It makes sense. It's the psychology. Like certain people today, like they don't know headlock is. It used to be a finish, man. Well, it's still a finish. A headlock is a finish, man. You can put somebody to sleep with a headlock, so you got to treat that like a finish. So, literally, he just opened his school last year, so I've been in touch with him for like the past 3 years, and I was like, "Yo, when you open a school, I will be there." So, as soon as he opened that school, I was there. I've been learning things like the right way. So it's like it don't even matter how long I've been in the game. I knew I wanted to go to him to learn the basics. I wanted to start over and be like, all right, how do I learn this the right way? Because I want to like, I want other people to know that I know what I'm doing. Yeah. So as I've been learning things from him, I've been utilizing it and using different moves on shows. And like that has been getting a bigger reaction than me doing a flip outside of the ring. So I haven't been diving out of the ring as of late because I know what I'm doing in the ring now. I can get over just by chain wrestling and doing things like that. So as Mr. Hughes has been like pretty much mentoring me and behind the scenes, he's been giving me like opportunities, telling me like, oh, he's best friends with all these guys from like the Attitude Era and stuff. So he can connect me to people. He's connected me to Tommy Dreamer. And like every time TNA comes to town, like I pretty much I go through him, go to Tommy and be like, yo, can I get an opportunity and stuff to like, help out at TNA. So that's pretty much how I got my foot in the door. And I appreciate Curtis Hughes for that. Like he doesn't have to do these things, but he sees potential in me. Like he's trained so many other stars. He's trained Moose. He's trained Heath Slater, Jonathan Gresham. AR Fox. The list continues, and all these people have become champions. So he sees what he sees seen in them, he sees that in me. So I just appreciate him for getting me through the door. Like the door has been there, but it's just I needed somebody to open it for me, and he was that guy.
Nice. Well, yeah, the last question is, I ask everybody this. If you could put 5 independent wrestlers right now on the Mount Rushmore of independent wrestling, who would it be?
Oh, off rip. I hate this guy, but yeah, I just gotta say that, bro, because he gonna think I'm hyping him up. But you know what? He is very skilled on the mic and in the ring. Mr. Teflon, J. Alpha Miller. He is pretty much my Joker to my Batman. He is my nemesis. Yeah, we have a continuous rivalry since he started. We've been facing each other at multiple promotions. But yeah, J. Alpha Miller, the first one I want to put on the map. He is great. Second, I would like to put over Hakeem Young.
Ooh.
He is great. We kind of got mixed relationships right now, but like he's great too. He's very intense in the ring. I believe he got it, bro. Like he's gonna make it somewhere, bro. I really believe in him. Another guy, DJ Smoke. He is very skilled in the ring. We actually started together, and he's pretty much like Kofi Kingston. Like we call him the Georgia Kofi. So yeah, he's pretty good. Another guy off the dome. Trying to think. Another indie guy. Of course, my coach, Narcissism. I don't know. Like he should have been signed somewhere a long time ago. This man is freaking amazing in the ring. He was actually training me before Hughes got his school open. After my initial school went down, I hit him up. I was like, is there any way I could get to like PCW to train? He was like, and PCW is Platinum Championship Wrestling in Georgia. I should have explained that. But yeah, PCW. I was like, is there any way I could get in there to train? He was like, just show up. I got you. So he brought me in. He's the one that's gave me that creative mindset when I'm in the ring. Like he was giving me a sprinkle of psychology. He was giving me the creative mindset. He was like, when you do these moves, turn it into your own. Don't just steal the move from somebody you've seen on TV, because obviously they're on TV doing the move. So if you're doing it on the indies, you're not gonna impress anybody by doing these moves that people have already seen. So he gave me that creative mindset to create the creative moves we talked about earlier. And he is just amazing in the ring. Like he's the most creative. If you ever watch a Narcissism match, you'll see like several moves he do in the match and be like, yo, I've never seen that before, because he is always creating something. He'll create a new move every week when he's at practice. So that's somebody definitely to keep your eyes out for. Last one, Movie Mike. Movie Mike. I ain't gonna lie. Like I don't mark out that much, but for the indie scene, Movie Mike is my guy. Like, bro, I've been a fan of him like since I met him. Like I met him through a guy named Chad Skywalker. And we all went on a road trip together, and my first time meeting him, we was pretty much in a triple threat match, the three of us. And I was like, this dude is really good. I like his character. His character is kind of like a movie director type character. He gives me like Gold Dust vibes. And yeah, he's just freaking amazing. Like character wise, the promos he posts, like he has it. Like the promos, the moveset, he has it all. Like Movie Mike is that guy. So if you haven't seen any of his work, check him out. Definitely go on his Instagram. You'll immediately like fall in love with the character just through his videos. And then once you watch his matches, you'll see like his in-ring work, his character work. it's just amazing, and you stay glued to the match the whole match. I love Movie Mike, man. That's my guy in and out of the ring. He is that guy. All right, but that's my five. So J. Alpha Miller, Hakeem Young, Narcissism,
Mm-hmm.
Movie Mike. Who was the third guy I said? Oh, DJ Smoke. That is my five. Check them
Well,
out.
it was great talking to you. And I just want to say thank you once again.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. This was a great conversation. It's
Yes,
been a
it
minute
was.
since I've been on an interview, so this is my first one since back from my injury. So I appreciate you for having me on, man.
Anytime you can come on here anytime you want.
Yes, sir. So after I go out the country and wrestle,
Yeah.
we're gonna be back on here
Yes, we
to talk
will,
about
guys.
that experience.
Yes, we will.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything that you want to promote or anything?
Let me go ahead and give you my social media tags, man. Follow me on Instagram at Deon Summerz, DeonSummer with a Z at the end, not an S at the end of Summers. Follow me on Instagram. I do like Twitch streams. I do like TikToks and stuff. And my Twitch is Dretoraid, DRETORAID. That's also my TikTok, and I talk about a whole bunch of like Marvel stuff, Star Wars stuff, a whole bunch of nerdy stuff. I'll be all over the place. Anything I enjoy and I want to talk about, I just talk about it on there. And I say that in the description too. Well, the bio of the profile. I'm like, yeah, I just talk about nerdy stuff. Stick with me. I'm all over the place. But yeah. And then I'm also a huge Lego collector, so I talk about Lego too.
Nice.
So yeah, check me out on those two platforms. I also got my matches up on YouTube. If you ever want to watch my wrestling matches, at Deon Summerz on YouTube, and I got a custom theme song on there. So check that out too. It's on my YouTube channel.
And
But
I'll have all that in the description below. So
yes, sir.
guys, you gotta check it out.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, once again, thank you so much.
Yes, sir. And hey, look, and if y'all don't know what time it is, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. It's summertime all the time. You feel me? And who hotter than Deon Summerz?
I love that. I love that. Well, you have a great day.
Yes, sir. See you next time.
You too.